welcome back everyone. So, what's this all about? Looks like we got some water down here. Well, it's moist and wet. It's not what you're thinking though. No, the foundation is not leaking water. Believe it or not, that's the one problem this house never really had. You do have a little bit of water coming in under that door, but that's because it doesn't seal very well. And there are no rain gutters on the house, so you know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This is a little bit of a different kind of problem. We got water coming from this location somewhere, going down this way into the French drain. Why is it that French drain sounds so dirty? I mean, like, I don't know. Anyway, another topic for another day. So then you're thinking, well, what's up here? Oh, what's all this? That is from the chimney cleanout. So the next logical explanation is, oh my god, the chimney's leaking. Which means that, you know, the typical armchair YouTube construction expert's gonna say, well, it looks like you got a leaking chimney. See, the chimney cap is cracked. When you go up there, you're gonna find cracks everywhere. Water's getting in, hence water coming out of the chimney cleanout. Okay, I'll buy it. But here's the thing. The chimney isn't cracked. The chimney crown is in perfect condition. As a matter of fact, I had applied a healthy coating of Crown Saver about 1.5 years ago to the entire crown, just to make sure that it doesn't turn into a cracked up leaking mess. The problem we have here is condensation from the furnace flue. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, your gas furnace is probably a high efficiency model, and it probably has a condensate pump that isn't working. To which I will say you are incorrect. This is a standard efficiency oil-fired furnace. How about that? I love it when I make videos. And before they even watch the entire video, I got armchair experts just jumping on that keyboard like, you know, no, it's not that. Here's the real problem. As a matter of fact, this has been going on for many years, even before this furnace was installed. What happens here is the flue gases go up the chimney, which is a clay tile liner equipped chimney. And in cold weather, those flue gases, which are moist by nature, condense onto the side, the cold surface of the tile liner. And that condensation builds up and drips down, and in colder weather, it forms icicles. Yeah, it's a sight to see. If I open up this clean out door, you'll see what's really happening here. I got all kinds of water in there. Look at that. Now, here's the thing. The problem was made worse by the new furnace. The new furnace is a higher efficiency model than what was here previously. As a matter of fact, for visual representation, I've kept the original furnace gun just because I thought it looked cool. This is the furnace gun that fired the original furnace, which was installed way back in 1954. It's again oil fired. So what was happening, the inefficiencies of that furnace was sending more heat up the chimney than was going in the house to heat the home. That inefficiency was what resulted in the builder specifying a larger than life flue size, and thus history was made. So that larger flue size was better served by a hotter, more inefficient furnace, which allowed that condensate to either mostly evaporate off during the combustion process and not really present such a big problem. There was a lot more velocity, a lot more draft going up that chimney than there is now. So with this newer 86% efficient oil furnace, what we have going on here is a smaller flue pipe going into a big flue which is never allowed to really reach a hot enough temperature to allow that condensate to go where it needs to go, that is up the chimney. Not only that, but it's a much bigger volume of space than this flue was ever designed for, this particular unit. And I blame a little bit of this on the way the installer put the furnace in. He was supposed to buy a rear discharge model that would be a much shorter run. It would go straight into there, but I think he ordered the wrong unit and he just made it work, which, whatever. So how do we rectify this problem? Well, we'll never fully rectify the condensation aspect of it. What's going to happen is this. We're going to have the chimney lined as soon as next year. I'm going to put money aside for it, budget for it. I'm going to have the whole chimney gone over, probably set aside a couple $1,000. But I'm going to have the furnace flue relined with stainless steel. I was going to do that this year, but I put the money into other areas of the house that had to be done, actually that were more critical than this. The risk of leaving it this way is actually pretty bad, because what you'll see here in the clean out is little bits of clay tile that have flaked off the liner. And that's bad, because eventually it could breach the liner completely and cause carbon monoxide situation. So what we want to do is we want to have somebody come in and drop a stainless steel liner down that flue and put a full chimney cap on there, which is going to cover the whole thing. So right now we've got two flues, one for the furnace and one for the fireplace. And they actually make a complete chimney cap. It's a whole big thing. My neighbor just had it done and it looks beautiful. He had this done in copper. Probably paid a pretty penny for it too. But this is one of those neighborhoods where you could actually put a copper chimney cap on your chimney and it'll actually be appreciated. So I might just do that. And that'll prevent the crown from deteriorating, and it'll just extend the life of the whole chimney by quite a bit. The fireplace flue is actually really clean. It's actually not degrading at all. It's in perfect condition, which I'm very happy about, because those are expensive too. This right here is nothing more than an ash dump. I think I've talked about this in previous videos. This is where there's a little floor grate in the bottom of the fireplace. You open it up and ash can be dumped down into here. This has probably never been cleaned out. It's got a lot of room in there, so I'm not gonna push the issue. But yeah, I definitely want to get this taken care of. So here's the thing, that moisture, that liquid that's coming out of there, that is acidic. If you were to take a piece of litmus paper, it would probably turn bright red. Because the acidity of that is causing really most of the damage to the liner. But then you've got the freeze-thaw cycles, which further chip away at that brick or the clay tile. Not a good thing long term. So we want to get that taken care of, and probably this year. I'm sorry, probably next year. I'll probably do it sometime midsummer. I'll see what I can do about scheduling a chimney guy over here to get it done. But in the meantime, I've got this nice rust trail. Ugh. Owning a home. It can be fun. So there's my sill. That's I'm going to cut maybe 2 feet off of this and use it to patch the sill over there. We talked about that in a previous video. One of the things I mentioned in that video was that I intended to go to a local sawmill. And this is what I got. So I went to a sawmill. You can't get this shit at Home Depot. You have to go to a place that actually cuts lumber. That's all they do. And they do it well. And they'll cut any lumber you want. So I told them I wanted a couple of 2x8s cut the old-fashioned way. And they said 2 old-fashions coming up. Or 4. They sold me 2 12-footers and they cut them down in half for me so they would fit in my car, but they didn't do it very precisely. They did it with a chainsaw. And one of the things that you got to do, this is green lumber. This is lumber that has never been kiln dried. This was actually cut a few days before I bought it. So it hasn't been weathered or kiln dried or anything fancy. This has to sit for about a year before I can use it. So that's going to set me back a little bit time-wise. This one's actually splitting, which is cool, and well, not. But I can still use part of it. I'm not going to use this section. I'm going to use the bottom section. This is actually the same kind of lumber that they actually built the house from. If you look up here, exactly the same stuff. It's just rough sawn lumber. And these were not planed to any uniform thickness. So the thickness on these is actually variable. Some are 2 inch, some are 1 3/4, and everything in between. But you can see they're cut the same way. Just on an old-fashioned sawmill. They're not finished or kiln dried or anything. This was probably not kiln dried. I bet you they just suck it in there. But we don't want to mount anything in. We don't want to splice any lumber in there without letting it air dry at least for a good 12 months or so. I might do it in 6 months. We'll see what happens. That lands me, let's see. That would mean that I would probably be able to do this in late summer of 2021. These pieces are looking pretty good. They're not splitting. And this one here, yeah, this one, it wasn't split when I picked it up, but now it's starting to dry out, and it's showing its true imperfections. This one, and look at this. There's not really a lot of knots in these either. This is good wood, very good lumber. You know, how much do you think this stuff would? What do you guys think this cost me? All right, I mean, seriously, that's 24 linear feet of rough cut 2x8, and that's real 2x8. That's 2 inches by 8 inches, give or take, a little bit. What do you think that cost me to go to a lumber yard, a sawmill, and buy it direct? It was only $18 for the whole lot of it. And I believe I priced out, I think Home Depot was going to be like double that for kiln dried. But hey. Actually, no, I don't really know. I'll have to check it out. I didn't comparison shop because there was no way for me to comparison shop this. It's not like I go to the sawmill with the best pricing. There's only one sawmill in my area. This is what they sold me. Hey, buddy. Oh, you're letting me this close to you. That's impressive. This little guy he's just recovered from a little bit of conjunctivitis, and he had he was looking real sad just a few days ago. So we brought him to the vet a couple weeks ago. Brought him to the vet, and we got some special eye drops for him. Now, if you've ever given a cat eye drops, especially one that doesn't like humans, like he hates this. He will not watch this. I'll try to get him to come real close to him, and usually he'll just start bolting. Maybe not this time. He smells my hand. Here comes his brother because he wants attention now. Hey, buddy. This guy right here, though, he does not like humans. He will not let us pet him. He won't let us touch him. So you try to give this guy eye drops. It's like a nightmare. I mean, that's a really lame way to put it. It's almost as if we were killing him. Like he thought that we were trying to kill him. So he was fighting back, not scratching. You know, it's funny. He doesn't scratch us and he doesn't bite us. But he won't. He just squirms, and he digs out his claws like he's going to run away. He just tries to escape. He never fights. He never attacks. He's a good kitty. He just doesn't like humans, especially us. Oreo, on the other hand, he's the polar opposite. He loves me. Doesn't like Amelia that much, but he loves me. So he won't even let Amelia hold him. But little Tommy here, this is the one. I picked this guy up as a little kitten. He was just a little thing. I picked him out. I guess I don't know how to judge character. But we love him anyway. He's a good kitty. He's really good with his brother. You know, they like to cuddle together and keep each other warm. They lick each other, keep each other clean. You know, it's what cats do. But God forbid I try to touch him or pet him or hell, even feed him. He just doesn't want any part in it. Hey, how you doing? But anyway, he had conjunctivitis. His eyes are clearing up nicely. He was winking. He was like, he had one eye half closed most of the time. We're like, we should probably get him to the vet. And so we had to, we had a hell of a time getting him in the cat carrier. That little thing over there. It was not easy. Usually what we have to do is corner him, and then he just cowers and lets us do whatever. It's really sad. I wouldn't want to live that way. Will you let me pet him? Nope. There he goes. So as I mentioned in a previous video, this is where we're going to be splicing in some new timber. We're not going to replace the whole span. There's no reason to. As I mentioned before, this is quite overbuilt, especially right here. So all we have to do is replace. We just have to replace a good section of this. Probably cut it right there. Then we're going to cut the next one probably a little bit closer, or some combination of the two. What I'd like to do is actually, I want to do like a full 6 feet on this side, or somewhere around here. Cut that out, and then maybe replace a section from here. So I want to stagger it, you know. But I got the lumber, I got the house jacks. There they are. These are cool. These are built to order. These are the term lally column is what do they call that? A diluted brand. A lally column is actually a name brand, but these are just adjustable house support columns. And these are designed for permanent installation, and they're built to order. And actually, these are manufactured about a day or two after I ordered them. Made in Pennsylvania, actually. And the game plan is these. I'm actually going to use these to do the repairs. I'm going to use them to support the unsupported end of the joist. And then when I'm done with the project completely, I'm going to put them permanently where they are now. And what these do right now, so in the position that these are in at the moment, which is where they'll stay, maybe in a more refined installation, but they're actually adding additional support to the kitchen. Now, prior to installing these, when you'd walk from the side door across the kitchen, you could feel a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a floor shake, because there's just not enough support here for that poor kitchen, especially with all the appliances and everything. I mean, I've got like a 1,200-pound fridge above my head, and that weight is shared with all of this. It's just better to just isolate that load like I've done here. But these actually, they have a screw base on the bottom. So you buy these in a size range. The size range on these is 6'6" by 6'10", or 2 6'10". So you got a limited range of height adjustment. So you have to buy you have to be very specific with what you order. And once you get the right size, you just pop them in. And these get lag bolted up in there. They actually make a lally column brace. It's like a saddle brace that goes over the whole joist, but they don't have one in the size that I need. I could probably make one, but I don't have the equipment to do so. So I'm just going to lag bolt these right into the floor joist. I'm going to turn it this way. Just do it that way. Actually, no. This is when it's all said and done. This guy is going to go right about there. I got to move my my electric oven cable, if not just replace the damn thing. But so these can be removed. They won't hurt anything. They're just there temporarily because I want to store them someplace and also to experiment with where I should place them to help with the load balancing or support. So once again, this is going to hold me up until like the end of the summer, which is fine. The wood is too green to build with because I'm going to be using adhesives. I'm going to be using, you know, lag bolts or something similar to that. So I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be putting wood in there that's going to shrink massively and cause instability and excessive cracking as it tries to shrink around the fasteners and the glue debonds. It's only going to shrink a little bit, just maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch or something like that. It's a lot. It's enough to cause problems. We want to make sure that it's given plenty of opportunity to fully shrinkify before we start using it. It's pine though. It's yeah, it's freshly cut pine. Fresh pine. Yeah. Anyway. Anything else I got to talk about here? No, I think I'm good. But I got that fan over there running. It's actually blowing some air this way to help aid the drying process. At least that's the goal. Anyway, we got to clean up this damn basement though. It is getting messy. I'm going to add another couple of shelving units. I'm going to put one over there. I'm going to move those two down, put one over there. Probably going to put another one over there. Got to get more shelving. These racks are very handy to have. And they come in different sizes and stuff, but I like these because they're fairly inexpensive and they're very strong. Look at this guy. I think he's contemplating the meaning of his own existence. Either that or he just wants catnip, I don't know. Look at this poor guy. How do you get a cat that hates you to like you? I often wonder about that. You know, you gotta fold that up. That's the greenhouse that Amelia had out there. You had to take it apart rather quickly because it got, oh, it's gonna pounce. It was sitting outside and the wind took it to the neighbor's yard. And, yeah, that wasn't so cool. What are you doing? What you got, bud? What you got? What you got? What you doing? Looks terrified. Oh my god, we're gonna... Oh my god, no! Oh, I got things to do. Alright, okay. And this little dude. This little depressed kitty. Doesn't like people. Aww. You know, on another note, I was talking to the neighbor across the street, diagonal from us. This whole neighborhood is kind of built on a hill. And he lives... I think it's weird. Our house is actually a bit higher up than their house. It's kind of strange. It's kind of all over the place. Like the topography of this neighborhood is just weird. But their house has the exact same French drain that we have, but their basement floods on a semi-regular basis. Their basement actually floods a little bit, and depending on the rain. This basement doesn't flood. The house across the street, directly across the street, it floods. And I think if you go diagonal that way, those houses flood. This one does not. Knock on plastic. But yeah, I was looking, he showed me that, you know, where the water comes up and everything, and let me show you this one. So, this is, this little pit here is connected to the perimeter drain. There's a clay tile pipe there, And there's one there. That, by the way, is the same type of material that they use for the sewer lines. And those tend to have a lot of problems as they age, so let's look forward to that one. But anyway, this pit right here, I've never seen water in this at all. None. Not a bit. Only what comes through the side door there, through the basement door. I actually built this this cover. When I bought the house 2 years ago, there was just the remnants of what used to be a cover, and it was just two thick pieces of pine that were wedged in there, and if you stepped on them the wrong way, they would go right in. So one of the first things I did was I built this. I took it all apart, and I used some Tapcon bolts to screw this frame into place. Worked out pretty good. Very strong. And I put 2 finger holes so they could pick this up. But those finger holes have to be very helpful when you're trying to drain a dehumidifier automatically into this pipe. Now this pipe here goes straight into the sewer system. So if this thing floods out, the water will just go down that pipe into the main sewer line. This one here is a clean out for something, and I'm not really sure what it's for. It goes somewhere. I imagine, you know what I think it is? I think that it's possible that they intended, this could be like the main sewer cleanout. I really don't know. I really don't know what it's for. I'm not about to find out either. You know, it's possible that it could be the water main. The water line's over there, and the sewer line is way back over there on the other side of the house. So I don't know what this is for. It would be nice to see like a schematic or something. And that could be, let's see, it's an iron pipe. It looks like a drain line. Who knows? It could be a water line. I'll have to take that cap off and find out. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Nor do I know how to find out. Maybe call a plumber, I guess? That'd be the most logical explanation. Yeah, that would be logical, wouldn't it? See, they put some bricks in there for drainage. This is why our radon levels are so high. We can't really seal this. If we did, well, I guess I could. If I were to put some caulking around it, screw it down, I guess. But then I'd have to come up with some way to connect the dehumidifier to it in a sealed manner. Or I could just leave it alone. Hopefully I don't die of radon poisoning. But yeah, this is why New England has radon in their basements, because, well, it's a naturally occurring gas underground, but you know, because of decay of uranium and whatnot. But it's also, a lot of New England homes have French drains in their basements and not very sealed floors. Kind of a thing here, especially in older homes. Oh, the furnace is firing up. Let's see how that goes. There it goes. Anyways, well, it's been fun. You guys have a great day.